the United Auto Workers Union is on strike. That's right, the folks that make your cars, because we've already got this surplus of cars in this country. That's what when I drive by the empty car lots, I think to myself, you know what we have too many of is cars that haven't been sold yet. That's what we have too many of here. No, I get letters in the mail weekly from car dealerships offering to purchase my car for $10,000 more than I bought it for new, and it's 3 years old. That should show you the state. So we obviously can't afford to lose many more cars. That's going to hurt a lot of people. Well, the United Auto Workers are on strike. They are demanding, and this is very reasonable demands here. They're demanding decrease in hours from 40 to 32 per week with a 33% pay increase for all of their employees, for all the union workers. Now, that sounds a little unfeasible to me. Sounds a little difficult there. So you want a 33% increase in pay with a 25% decline in the amount of work you do. Something doesn't add up here. Something's not. The math's not. I think John Fetterman did the math here. Something's not quite adding up. Do unions understand that in order to get paid, you actually do have to work? And that's the thing. Because I really do feel, I'm not even joking right now. And most of the show we're not serious, but I'm not even joking. I feel like the ultimate goal of labor unions is 0 hours of work, but you're paid like you've got 40 plus another 40 of overtime every week. That's what I feel like their end game is here. Like, I understand that unions were a necessary thing back in the 1910s when you had 6-year-olds putting in 14-hour shifts at textile factories. I understand I can understand the need for a union back then. I get that. I can understand the need for when you had coal miners that would put a bird in the coal mine so that way if it died, they would know that there was too much carbon monoxide and they all needed to get out. I can understand why there was a need for labor unions back then. Anymore, I mean, seriously, we went from fighting against kids in textile factories or steel plants working 14-hour shifts to, hey, these grown men want 33% more pay and 25% less hours. They've fallen. The fact is the unions have become useful idiots. And I'm not saying I'm not shitting on union members. I'm talking the folks that run the unions. The fact is they've become pawns in the regime. Actually, they're more like rooks in the regime's chess game to take over the country and destroy it, because they know that type of pay increase and cut in hours would absolutely bankrupt the auto industry. They couldn't afford it. They can barely keep up with the demand. Like they can barely keep up with what they need now. So there's no cars. I mean, it's not as bad as it was a couple years ago, but there's still it's still the auto industry still hasn't recovered. And then with interest rates as high as they are, that would bankrupt the industry. They wouldn't be able to put out any cars. They wouldn't be able to stay afloat. They know that, and they're doing it anyway. And then we find out Biden's out there walking the line with the protesters. This is all by design, people. They're intentionally bringing the country to its knees. They want to erode the middle class. And these guys that think, we're going to get a 33% pay increase with 32-hour weeks, that's a good deal. We're going to make more money. We're going to have more time with our families. It's a win-win for us. Well, yeah, until they lay you off because they don't have any money. They don't have any money coming in. It's exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to destroy the auto industry in this country, and this is all part of their plan. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been trying to destroy the auto industry for years now. When we talk about this on the show all the time, when they talk about green energy, when they push electric cars, when they tell you to go out and get an electric car or Tesla or whatever, they know the average person can't afford that. They know the grid can't sustain that. And they know that's not going to be the case. You're not going to see everyone that's driving 20 years from now. Their goal is not to see everyone who's driving a gas-powered car driving around in an electric-powered car. No, their goal is to see you not be able to afford a car. That's the intention. So when the supply goes down, because there's no cars being made. Demand's going to go way up. It's going to get way more expensive to purchase a car, more than it already is. And the average person, and plus interest rates are still high as hell, so the average person's not going to be able to afford a new car. So what do? You get on public transit. It's not about saving the planet. This whole green energy electric car push. It's never been about that. It's been about getting you dependent on public transit. It's been about limiting your freedom of movement to make you reliant on the state to get where you need to be, rather than being able to do it yourself. That's all it has ever been about. That's all it'll ever be about. It's been about controlling you. So when you see these labor unions that are in the back pocket of the regime in the Democratic Party teaming up with the Biden administration to ask for these ridiculous demands from these, and I'm not a big fan of these big corporations either. Like I got plenty of gripes with these large corporations. But when you see them making these ridiculous demands that there's no way they're going to be able to fill, and are going to break the backs of the auto industry, it just lends more credence to what I've been saying, which is that they're not trying to replace gas-powered cars with electric vehicles. They're just trying to get rid of them. They just don't want you driving. They want you dependent on the government for every means of transportation you have. That's all it's been about. It's been about destroying the middle class.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you can actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.